after that. A good hour and 10 minutes it was of this sustained kata, with your couple of kata working over and over again. Who, let's be honest, this is the first time you've actually stood there for an hour and just done kata over and over and over, the same couple of katas, yeah? It's a good feeling, isn't it? You've got to practice that kata over and over to your own timing, without the speed, or without the count, sorry. And what you can realise sometimes is, when you're doing it to your own timing, what can emerge even to you while you're doing it. There's sometimes some fairly robotic movements between techniques. They come across as fairly robotic, that's about where the count normally is. So practicing it to your own timing is really taking the count out of it, isn't it? I'm not thinking about too much as the count. And as a sensei, it's even harder to do that because we're always counting the kata. We're always teaching the kata out, so we're often thinking about it in terms of 37 counts instead of, I don't know, maybe 57 techniques and stanzas. So it is good to just practice it, and I want you to be mindful of that little challenge that I was setting a personal telling you down in Queensland about just racking up the number of times you can do that kata. Preparing for your next grade, the last, say, 3 months before you grade, you want to do those katas 100 times each. Just to pick a number. And then you find that you just get to know the kata much better, you can move in the kata much better, and even in the grading if you're tired, you know, you're fatigued, muscle fatigue, people watching at the end, if you're a little bit conscious of that, you don't have to lock into the software so much that you're still going to come out with a good kata that you're grading. Yeah? And let's face it, a grading day is not just it's not just what happens on the grading day. You've got to be training like, if you're going for a Nino, you've got to be training like a Nino for 6 months before you're grading. You don't train like a Shodan and then at the grading day show up and put in the Nino performance on the day. You know, you need to be training that way 6 months before. What I mean that way is you need to be know the kata very well. You shouldn't just be getting the hang of the kata and tidying up things a few weeks before the grading. These things should be tidied up 6 months out, and the next 6 months is just getting to know the kata, making it fit your body well, getting really relaxed and comfortable with the subtleties and the hard parts and the soft parts and so on. So you probably do that anyway, that's just my view on it, of course. And just for what it's worth too, we're endeavouring to do it in gradings this weekend. It's only a black belt camp. But there was some people that were having a look at to give some feedback to, which we'll give feedback to. But basically I had this talk with the Queensland guys recently, and understand that if your instructor could put you forward to grade, they absolutely would. You know? Because they want to put you forward. They want you to grade. But more than that, they want you to be ready to grade. They don't want to put you into a situation where you may not quite be there. Now, I'd rather you were ready, put you in, and make sure, just let you do your average class. Even if you did just what you've been doing for 6 months in class, if you just did that and nothing else, that should be good enough. It shouldn't have to be something extra special, although obviously when you're going through grading, you do put in an extra anyway. But what we see in class each week should be enough at any given time. You know? The actual grading day is just the recognition of that, the official recognition of the standard that we were at. But bear in mind, if these guys could put you through to a grade, they would. And, you know, you become friends with your instructors. It's not like they're a distant mob, hopefully. You become friendly with these people. You may socialise sometimes with these people. You know, we come here at camps, we'll sit down and chat and talk together. It's not an us and them environment. Let's try to be creative. So, if they say to you, despite you may build that friendship up, but don't ever expect them, don't ever want them to put that friendship as a major part of the decision to grade you. Don't ever want that from them. Sort of asking an unfair thing of a friend of yours to do that. It's a bit like, you know your friend works at a lawnmower shop, and you go and expect him to give you a freebie. Okay? Because he's your mate. Yeah, well, he's going to get the sack too for giving you a freebie. You know, so you don't ask him to do that. It's not a mate's thing to do. Yeah. I used to work in a bar, and my friends used to come in and want free beer all the time. You know, and so I said no, and had no more friends. But anyway, the fact is, no, you don't ask that. So in a similar way, I'm not talking lawnmowers and scooters here, but in a similar way, these guys want to put you forward where they can, and don't ever try to sort of appeal to that friendship and that sentimentality. Put your grade through. It's hard enough for them to be able to separate that friendship, genuine friendship and relationship they may have with you and be objective. But that's their role, that's their duty to us and to Rancho, and they take it very seriously. And always want them to put that first. Okay? It doesn't mean they can't take their hat off and have a good relationship with you as well. Because obviously would want that anyway. No one wants to be in a team environment that's cold, you know, and so, you know, obviously we don't try to do that. Aside from that, we did kata, we did probably 45 minutes of bunkai. We got up to about MP. There's probably a couple of things in the event that we could have covered, but we covered the main bits. You've done the boom boom. I think you've done the first bit where someone grabs you and you step there and sweep the leg out, or you're blocking a kick. That bit we did yesterday where we block that kick. That's a very similar feeling to that first movement, one of the bunkai applications, the first movement. And then in the kumite, again, it's a nice way to finish off the weekend. We did about 40-45 minutes of kumite. It's a good way of maybe getting a chance to spar with some people you haven't sparred with. Look at different stances, you know. And some of you still working on technique might throw punches from a strange angle, or your kicks are a little unusual. Well, guess what? You know, if you get attacked in the street, the person may not be a showdown in Waikanae. They may be, you know, whatever. They might be 12 schooners down and legs flying everywhere. So it doesn't hurt you to have those contingencies. But irrespective of what's coming at you, remember all the vital areas are down the middle. Okay? And so never have your hands too far away from that. And where possible, you don't want to just be blocking everything on the forearms, dush, 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 having hands in like a boxer might, okay? Because, number one, if a boxer does it, but they've got big gloves on, you can take the impact on the arms anyway, okay? Ladies, if I had my bare knuckles and I smashed into your forearms a few times, your arms would be dead, okay? I'm not a huge person, there's other guys out there heavier than me, would be even worse, right? So you can't have your hands here either. A boxer will put their hands in huge big gloves and take your hands are big and smashed in your hand, you're still punching yourself in there. You know, or getting around your head, you know what I mean? Doing nothing fighting generally involves blocking further away from the body. That's what we look anyways, to parry away. Parry the forearms away where possible. Give ourselves a little bit of space. So wherever possible, the block, you might take one here, but the next one's got to try and peel out of the way. You know? So rather than doing lots and lots of work, getting tired to sort of boom, 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 boom. And also when you just put your hands here, hit, I hit you once to take it on the forearm. I'm ready again, I hit you again on the other forearm. And then I keep coming, and you're not doing anything to deflect my forward movement. You just move it back, taking it like a punching bag. Now you might be taking it on the arms, but the fact is, that's only good as long as the person in front of you is equal strength or less. And really, we should be training to assume, like I sparred with a few of the girls today, I try to spar like, alright, they're a lot lighter than me. If they hit me really hard in the stomach, I can probably take it. No offense. But the fact is, I don't assume that. With this coming, I try to get out of the way. I try to work on the speed when I'm sparring with the girls because they're very fast. Okay? And and some of them are shorter than me, so I've got to be mindful. If I was shorter than the person, I'd be kicking around, not that they can do this, of course, kicking around the knees and the groin, you know, I've got to be mindful of being low. When you're sparring someone, surely getting down to punch body level is dangerous. You're more likely to get picked up on the head. Okay? Whereas your shoulder is head height, it's much easier. So when you're shorter than your opponent, you've got to keep your front guard up on the way in. But for the most part, that's what we try to reflect. Where we come with this technique coming in, trying to reflect and get out of the way. Okay, and as far as some of the high grades, you can see they've got that instinct. We can come in and spar. I'll see one move to the right. His left hand's down. I'll come up ready for the round kick. But while I'm doing that, he's stepped away and brought his hand up and blocked it. That's when you know your karate and your sparring is really maturing. Everything's close and everything is getting up. You know, moving short distances and being there. Yeah, not over exaggerating lots of things. Yeah, and then you can do all these things right, and you still get scored on. You know, it's not like you never get scored on. You always will. There's always people out there who get a technique in, get a few techniques in. You know, absolutely. So, but you just got to minimise as much as you can. And learn every technique that gets in, taught you something. That's the way I try to look at it. I think about it. I don't worry about it. I think about it. Sometimes I look at it afterwards and go, tournament where it's just all in and out, pretty straight linear, you might go a bit longer. You know? Might take me a bit shorter in the stance. Not super short, but I have got long legs, so it's about my length there. Also, I'm very mindful of the sweep. The deeper I am, the more I'm likely to be perhaps have the front leg taken down. More of my weight's on the front leg, so I'm mindful of that. As far as the hands go, I have the hands pretty much in the centre. Like there where I can. Try and have my elbows dropped in. Occasionally I'll put the hand up here really high if I'm sparring with a tall person. Have the hand up higher. And this hand comes across. But you never so square on. Right? You can't sort of bring this across. Yeah? I try not to block with my knees, but I'm mindful of the kick, of the front kick coming in. Yeah? Sometimes I don't just trust that. That might not do it. I can get the job done if it's a groin kick. Yeah? And also, if you're not leaning on your front leg too much, someone can do a big sweep, you just lift the leg up and keep going forward. So, hand centre, almost like I'm holding a pole. Make sense? If I was holding a staff and I have my hands closed, I'd probably kick out that way. Yeah? Except it's about there. Closed or open. Good distance from my body. I like to have a good distance between here and my face. Right? Not in too close. The closer it is in, the less margin for error I've got. And also, the closer my hand is in, I think I was saying this with you, Andrew, wasn't I? The guard was in quite close. Andrew Becker's guard was in. Andrew's got a good sparrow, by the way, so I'm not thinking of his phone. But her guard was in quite close to the front arm, okay? So I could come in close. This is like her force field. And she drew it in close, so I could come into here. The hand was out a bit further. As soon as I come in close, she'd grab my hand. Do you understand? Not that she might, but it's there, or she'd be sort of knocked out of the way, or the other way, and then hit with it, you know? So I have my guard a bit further. He's sort of saying, this is how far you can come when you do this. If I have it in close, this is how far you can come. It's much closer to me. And then once you get to a certain distance, you know, action is faster than reaction. If you get to a certain distance, if you're not doing anything, they can just stand there and boom, punch. The fastest of all techniques in sparring, when you're here, is just boom, that, straight out. It doesn't even pull back. You haven't got time to block that at all in this place. Just block it with your face. Might be back here a bit, by the time they step in, you've got time to get back, parry out of the way, strike inside it. So if you get into that range, throw something. Likewise, so does that answer the question on the guard? One hand about here, and in line with where their shoulder and your face, if you draw a line between their shoulder, which is their punching arm, and your face, that's about where the guard is. If I was down here and she was taller, guard would be up here. That's shoulder and face, that's about where my front hand will be. Okay? Other hand sits in here, not back here. And over time you'll find, when you step up to punch, you just punch from here, like we were yesterday. We're punching from here. Straight up. You don't need to pull it right back and shoulder back. That's what we did as beginners. When we're here, 45, square, 45, square. Okay? When you're sparring though, it's got to be more compact. And at higher levels, we should be able to develop, generate speed, focus and punch without having to put all the way back here. This will help us get this whole gear into action. Now we can have it here and get the gear into action without the big retraction. Okay? I almost rhyme. So, in centre, in front, this height, this one's down about here. Over time, you'll get better at blocking with your backhand. So when I first 18 months of my sparring, it was all swat, 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 bash. Swat, swat, bash. Front kick, swat, swat, bash. That's all I did for 18 months. I couldn't round kick above the waist. It wasn't flexible enough. Perfectly sit and say that. I'd say out the box, and I go, oh. That'd be it, you know? So 6 months later. 6 months later, there, you know? And really, I couldn't kick above the hips, so it was all front kick. A couple of big broken toes later, I had to pick my toes down while I kicked, so I had to practice around kicking in the flat. Some around kick stuff to improve. kicks. Hook kicks would be good, but you've got to be pretty good at hook kicks. And sometimes people step on the outside, hook kick this way, you're moving this way, the hook kick doesn't have the same venom. It's only when someone can get on the outside of your body here, come right across your body and hook the heel in behind the ear, and then you're asleep, you know? But you've got to be really good at those. When you're doing those in sparring, you need to keep your foot flat. You don't want the end of the hook kick to be like that with the heel. You want the end of the hook kick to be flat with the foot like you would if you were round kicking. Yeah? Some of you are very good at that too. So I guess it's just guard there. Yeah? There or there. Some people know in Kumite, they teach you in Tonga Kumite, keep your hands shut. Because if you have to spar, you turn your hands open. And when you close your hands, they know you're going to throw a technique. But you can still come in with your hands open and throw a technique anyway. But I just prefer to have my hands open, that's all. I block more lightly when my hands are open. That's just me. Nancy, questions? Any other questions? No? So don't get too deep. Don't get too shallow. No? Dan, like we were yesterday. Like a black belt short fighting stance, it's not this. Off the back, right? That's not it. Our short fighting stance is a bit longer. Down here. That's ours. Something different. It's almost like a starting block. Yeah? Push out. Any other questions? Good. It's lunch. Lunch is going about 5 minutes, right? 10 minutes, 5 minutes, probably lunch will be on. I hope you had a good weekend. We covered a lot of things. I know we went through some notes last night, but I hope you felt that it was challenging for you, technically, and you had some time to work on some things in an environment where everyone's around you working on the same things in terms of your kata, but there's some kumite with different people. Hopefully you were starting to work in a lot of the partner work we did. The choreographed partner work's got to turn into something, hasn't it? And ultimately it's got to turn into your free-flowing fighting. So hopefully you could have started to feel that. When's anyone practicing some of that stuff? As little as sort of left punch coming in, blocking from the outside, you know? Parrying him rather than always blocking on the inside. Now the kicks, getting outside of it this way. I don't know if you felt some of that happening as well, but anyway, over time it will come. So I'll see some of you at lunch, of course, but in the meantime, the next time I'll see a lot of you will be the World Cup. See you, yeah? We'll have another camp this year, it'll be an instructor camp, and most likely will be, well, I suspect we'll just be conducting some gradings at that camp. So that'll be something to look forward to. But in the meantime, see the World Cup, or hopefully I'll see you at the next camp. I suspect I'll be here again this year, at least once, and well, then likely will be a better camp. I'm pretty sure that either Rancho or Shihan will be here as well for that one too. So Rancho just had to. Rancho was originally scheduled to be here